Hi guys, welcome back. So today I want to run another full analysis on one of my top 5 positions, ZEPP Health, ticker symbol ZEPP. For those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I have been bullish on ZEPP and I have been holding it since last year, and even though I am still at loss, I am not too worried about this and I'm just being patient with it. Even on the most scary day when it was dropping to 7 point something, I gave a video on that day and said that the intrinsic value of ZEPP is there and probably the cash of the company was more than the whole market cap. So I was not too concerned even after the big fall, and we see that it had a nice rebound after that. From the lowest to the highest, at most growing over 60%. Back in March, I ran a full analysis on ZEPP and gave a bullish target of 60 to 80 in a bull market. Given the most ideal situation, today I want to elaborate more on the vision and strategy of the company to see whether this thesis can still stand. If the last 10 years it was all about the revolution driven by smartphone and mobile internet, as this technology has created the massive application and transformation into e-commerce, mobile payments, etc. that change our life. Then maybe the next 10 years it should be the technology of the artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things, as they would be creating the unlimited applications into like smart cities. You know, I am very much into smart city concept and have a lot of my portfolio invested in this, as well as the smart health, smart home, etc. But for me, I would like to connect everything to the whole concept of smart city, because I would relate everything as in the whole ecosystem together. That would totally shape how the cities function in the future and how our lives would be completely changed. But today, for ZEPP, we would focus on the smart health, which I think might be the next big wind in the investment for the near future. According to this article from Bloomberg, the healthcare industry is 20 years behind all other modern industries in terms of adopting innovation. But the industry is catching up, and it happened so quickly because of COVID. Healthcare startups are raising funds at a pace that was unheard of a few years ago. All these money, multi-billion-dollar bet on the healthcare, is finally ready for the kind of technological change that long ago recast retail, software, and media. Investors are racing to back the companies they hope will become the Amazon, Salesforce, Facebook of healthcare. So there is a big trend in the pre-IPO investment world to invest in digital health. And this sector is usually more advanced, or they plan earlier than the stock market because it's so early that it's not even listed yet. But it shows the early indicator of what's hot in the investment world, and it is digital health, because there is no FANG in this sector yet. Another research from Deloitte that says well-being and care delivery innovators surpass data and platform innovators to receive the most funding in recent years. So that would be the green line that is passing the other platforms to receive more funding, as in it is the most popular sector for investors in the recent years. Here you can see the trend of digital health funding growing steady every year. This article from a few days ago say investments in digital health companies continue to smash record with 14.7 billion pumped in the US sector in the first half of the year, already more than all of the year of 2020. And this year is the biggest ever. So all this trend is suggesting that we might be getting ready into the prime time of the digital health investment, which is why I think it is quite smart and a critical timing for ZEPP to refine their business strategy and business model. As I always emphasize, the business model is the most important thing to evaluate a company. It is how a company makes money. And before, ZEPP is more like a company that makes the wearable device, specifically smartwatch manufacturer, maybe more specific for Xiaomi. That was the original sales of business many years ago, back into when they started the company around 2013. Over the years, I think they have formed a better and better vision into how the company should grow and expand in the future. And this vision is what caught my interest, because obviously no one would be interested into investing a manufacturer business, no matter how low valuation it is. That's for sure, because there's no room to grow, very limited, thin margin, and no room for imagination. So instead of focusing on smartwatch, they first expanded into wearable device or health tech device, and then the cloud service related. They call it the health cloud service, where they would store massive amounts of health data in the cloud for the users and also research and development purpose, and also connect to the AIoT, so artificial intelligence, with the Internet of Things, or what they would call chips, as another key element of their business strategy. So the three main elements together forming this new strategy, the new vision of connecting health and technology, has been the new vision since I think probably half to 1 year ago. And that would explain why they have been doing all the things they have done, all the big actions like acquiring this and that company that I covered in my last video, and also changing their name from Huami to ZEPP, becoming more international, focusing on more health than device, and more money to put into research and development for the upcoming technology. Instead of being a manufacturer of these devices, they would be making their own chips that focus on the artificial intelligence technology to build their core strength. Because only if they hold the key technology of their own chips, then it would be building the strong moat against the other players, relying on less the suppliers of the chip maker, and enhancing the core technology into connecting AI and health. So cloud plus device plus chips. This is how they put it in Chinese. So now we can see that this company, even with a very small cap, very undervalued, it really has quite a big vision in the health sector. Zooming out to the chart of ZEPP, and you can see that ever since its IPO in 2018, the share price had done nothing but the sideways, going stagnant, not doing much, basically for years. As of right now, the share price of ZEPP is 10 point something, and it's still a bit lower than the IPO price of 11 3 years ago. Why is that? Other than the fact that they didn't have quite a strong vision before, I'll give more reasons to explain. So why did the share price got so boring, looking like the company has no future? And there are a few reasons of that. Number one, it was always under the shadow of Xiaomi's influence. While I do appreciate ZEPP to be within the Xiaomi ecosystem, but the problem is just the whole world just tend to forget about ZEPP and see it as a supplier of Xiaomi simply, and cannot seem to see beyond that. And this is also a risk, because when a company's majority of sales comes from one client, it's quite a big risk, because first you might risk losing this client, losing majority of the business. And also it's hard to work with any other clients that is Xiaomi's rivals, Xiaomi's competitor. And this has started to change over the years, because the percentage of Xiaomi within the ZEPP's business had dropped from 2015 to 2018 from as high as 97% to 92%, 78%, and 66%. And according to the newest quarter earning, we can expect this year or the recent quarter to drop as low as 50%. So we can see definitely the trend is going downwards. Xiaomi is having less and less influence on ZEPP, because ZEPP's own brand is improving the sales, taking more percentage. And it's a good thing, because their own products gives higher margin. Also, their name has been changed to be ZEPP instead of Huami, because Huami, you can just see from the name that it is part of the Xiaomi ecosystem. Sounds too similar. So everything pointing towards the goal that ZEPP is building their own ecosystem. And we can see it quite clearly from the companies they have been acquiring or investing into or building partnership with. Like, for example, the Pi company they have acquired, the Yitong company they have invested in the Chinese stock market, and the partnership they have built with the healthcare institution or organization, telehealth company, medicine company, and also even insurance company, because they can have the artificial intelligence to know or rate the lifestyle of a user to help users save on insurance. Just like Tesla can redefine the price of insurance, the auto insurance, because they have so much data on the road for every user. And it's the same thing for ZEPP. They can define whether this user has a good or bad lifestyle. And in order to pay less for health insurance, I think it would be a good motivation for users to keep a healthy living habit. So it's a win-win situation. And then number 2, reasons why they were undervalued. It's because they were always given a valuation like a manufacturer. So very low PS ratio, even less than 1:1. But it has changed recently as well, because they have defined their vision as connecting health to technology and making all kinds of actions towards this change, like making their own chips, developing their own AI technology that would be achieved with the chips they're making, connecting AI with the Internet of Things, and apply it within many different kinds of devices, like smartwatch to begin with. And then they are launching their own smart earbuds, connecting with the products they had before, like smart scale and treadmill, etc. I think the product range would grow more and more in the future, as right now they have a much more clear vision of the company. They can be more focused. So all of this change would lead to one result, is that they need to be evaluated as a tech company instead of a manufacturer, and the valuation for technology company is much, much bigger. Just with this reason alone, ZEPP should be worth much more. Right now they have already had the treadmill products, but I think in the future they should really develop and acquire more this kind of home fitness product lines, because I think it would connect well with the smart home ecosystem and the lifestyle into the health tech Like for example, a mirror for fitness, something like this, kind of a smart mirror that helps people doing home fitness. And I think it can integrate very well with their wearable devices and enhance the vision in the health tech. Remember the video I talked about the stock Lululemon? It's a Canadian company. I liked it because it was into this health tech sector now, because they had recently acquired this company called Mira, a very similar product that helps people do home fitness. So I think ZEPP should be either acquiring a company like this or working on products like this. And if they do, you know what will happen. The home fitness sector had grown so much last year during the COVID. You can just look at Peloton, grew more than 10 times last year. So I'm very much looking forward for ZEPP to expand their product lines based on this vision. And there is so much more they can integrate within this ecosystem to connect this wearable device with people's lifestyle, the fitness, their health data. It could be so much more. And then number 3. That's it, guys. Hope you can find my videos helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.